First part, the other Florida primary. Huh? After losing South Carolina Saturday night, Senator Clinton declared she was looking ahead to the 24 different primaries and caucuses happening over the next 9 days, but she only singled out two by name: American Samoa, which has a grand total of 3 delegates, and Florida, which has none, or 210. Senator Clinton's push to put the 17.5 dozen disenfranchised delegates from Florida, plus 156 more from Michigan, back in play, even though the Democratic Party has repeatedly stated that won't happen unless there's already a nominee decided upon. Senator Clinton following up her shout-out with two fundraisers in the Sunshine State last night, where she is polling double digits ahead of Senator Obama, then promising to return to Florida, but only after the polls close tomorrow night, thus avoiding breaking the letter, if not the spirit, of a promise she and the other Democratic contenders had made to not campaign in Florida after that state was stripped of its 210 delegates for having moved its primary up without the consent of the National Party.
The votes of the people of Florida and, of course, Michigan really matter to me. I'm running to be the president of our entire country. I will work to persuade my delegates to seat the delegates from Michigan and Florida. A Democrat has to win Michigan and has to try to win Florida, and I intend to do that.
The Obama campaign crying foul, accusing the Clintons of using Florida for political gain and saying in a statement, quote, "It seems like Hillary Clinton will do or say anything to win an election." Not the first time they've used that phrase. Joining us now, the political director of NBC News, Chuck Todd. Chuck, thanks again for your time tonight, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Does the Obama campaign have a legitimate point on this? Did Senator Clinton ever mention the Florida vote until it became obvious that the competition here is now perhaps a fight for every last delegate for months to come?
Well, what's interesting is that quietly, the Clinton campaign had always been hoping Florida would count. There had been a lot of negotiations behind the scenes months and months ago, and it was always well known that the Clinton camp wanted this Florida primary to count. They always felt good about it for the same reasons why Rudy Giuliani thinks that he was going to do so well in Florida, because there's a lot of New York transplants there. There's a heavy Hispanic population. That's something that Senator Clinton believes she can do well with. So I think they've always wanted to figure out a way to make Florida count. Now they really would like to, simply because they'd like to stop some of this momentum. But, you know, the problem she has now is she's running against herself in Florida. She, and only she, wants these results to count. Well, okay. But what if she doesn't win by double digits? What if there is an Obama surge? I mean, you know, it's one of these things that the media is only going to pay attention if she doesn't win big.
To Mr. Giuliani in a moment, but regarding these delegates in Florida and the ones in Michigan, are they actually worth it? Are they worth what you know you're going to get in the hand? I mean, it's in block letters now. The impression being left here that they're changing these rules after a game is started and is in the middle somewhere. Is the assumption in the Clinton campaign not that we're not going to hit this awful phrase, ends justify the means, but instead that ends make people forget the means?
Well, I think they would hope to leave the impression that somehow maybe the vote will eventually count, which is what I think she was trying to say. But I can tell you, the way DNC internal politics work, there is no way these delegates are going to have a vote. They may be able to get a pass to the parties at the convention, but they're not going to get a vote. And because they are going to, and this is really about Michigan. I mean, the irony to this is I think the DNC would have let Florida be in some way had it not been for Michigan trying to get in here. But that again, that is way inside DNC politics there. All right.